start us off with that. We'll go back here in the front row.
Michael Coe, WCHL, ChapelRow.com. What was it about Coach Steve Belichick and you working with him at Washington that made you want to follow him across the country? Because that's a pretty long road trip for both of y'all to come here to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, it's pretty far for sure. Mainly just how comfortable I am with him and playing in his defense. Coach Steve, he runs a real good defense, and it really puts his players in the best position to make plays. So, just being in the defense I already had success in, it was an easy move.
Is there like a trademark of a Steve Belichick defense that you can tell us about?
Physicality.
Let's go to Joe down the front.
Yeah, Jeremiah Holloway with Inside Carolina. Of course, when Bill was in here, he was saying you had a really good spring, and he cited your leadership, things like that. How would you kind of assess your spring, and just like also to follow up on that, you were saying you felt like you can play pretty much any position in the secondary. So just your thoughts on your performance in the spring, and also where you fit in on this defense.
Yeah, I feel like my performance in the spring was good. Obviously not up to my standard, but to everybody else's standard. I feel like I did decent. I tried to come in and assert myself as a leader. Really just taking the next step in the leadership role and trying to bring all the guys around me with me. So, I feel like I performed really good in the spring, but I feel like I got a lot of stuff to work on, and it's a lot more that I can add to my game.
We go to Brian in the second row.
Brian Murphy with WAL. How well did you get to know Bill Belichick at all last year at Washington? I know he was around the program. Did he interact with players, and did you get to know him at all over there?
I had a couple conversations with him. He wasn't really as involved as he is here, obviously, because he wasn't a coach. But I shared a couple conversations with him. And got a couple gems from him going into some big games.
And did that make an impact on your decision to come here?
Him as a coach himself had a bigger impact than the stuff he told me last year. I really just wanted the opportunity, to learn. From somebody like that did it in the league for so long. Just the opportunity to learn is bigger than anything.
We go to second row right.
Brian, going to the environment team, what kind of goals do you have for yourself this season?
Goals for myself? Man, honestly, I just want to win football games. Just go 1-0 every day, attack the day, get better every day, and I feel like my personal goals ain't as good as the team goals. So honestly, I just want to win games.
Let's go to Adam in the front row.
That Adam Smith, Inside Carolina, is a guy who played in the college football playoff and played in the national championship game. Is a guy who has seen a lot of success. What is your opinion of how this defense is being built, the pieces?
Yeah.
How good can you be, and how much work still needs to be done?
Obviously, we have a lot of work to still put in. I feel like, but the way this defense is trending, man, it's gonna be special. The main thing about us is just our relationship. We growing off the field. I feel like the best football teams on the field are the closest off, and I just feel like, man, the dudes on the defense, we've been meshing and molding real good. So, we're gonna be in for a good one.
You're smiling about it. Like who are the playmakers on this defense? Would you say? Who would you pick out?
Everybody, all 11 that go out there, playmakers, straight playmakers.
Let's go to Andrew in the front here.
You mentioned something a few minutes ago about leadership. Does the fact that you played in the national title game and had that cloud coming from Washington, did that help you establish leadership early here? And what is your level of leadership at this point?
Obviously, I played a lot of snaps, so we got a lot of young guys. They obviously, they look up to me. A lot of young guys in the room, but I feel like what I did when I got here really established my leadership. I wanted to come in and assert myself as one of the more dominant players. So what I did when I got here, I feel like was more important than what I did before, because it don't matter what you do the year before. It's all about what people see and your first impression when you get here.
As a follow-up, you mentioned your standard. I think maybe you have a very high standard for yourself. You just said dominant. How good can you be? What kind of player are you? Will Carolina fans say?
Man, you just gonna have to tune in and watch. I'll be one of the best in the country, though.
You guys landed Andrew Simpson, a linebacker out of Boise State, late kind of in this class. What have you seen out of him? I'm sure you saw him on tape last year as well.
Yeah, so I actually grew up with Andrew Simpson. We grew up like 2 miles away from each other. So, this is a full circle moment, to be sharing the field and sharing the jersey with him, man. It's honestly a blessing, full circle for sure. But Andrew's a very good player. He's going to come in, he's going to make a lot of good plays for us. Obviously, he's going to have to come in and compete, but, it's nothing that you can throw at him that he's not going to be ready for. I mean, I feel like he's going to be a good player for us.
Where did you guys play high school ball together, or where?
Nah, we played against each other, but we have played 7-on-7 together and youth football together.
You go to the back.
Generally, I know you're a West Coast guy.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What's been the biggest difference coming over to Carolina? 'Cause I know it's quite a bit of a culture shock.
Yeah, it's been a culture shock. Probably I'll say we're in the trees. There's a lot of trees out here, bro. Every time I leave the house, it's a lot of trees. The food been good, you know, the people are real nice, but yeah, probably just, you know, like the weather and like, you know, just being around nature a lot more. You know, I've been going fishing. Some of my teammates took me fishing and some stuff I never done before. So, you know, it just be little stuff like that, you know, it's just different, but you know, you learn to enjoy it.
Can we go to Rob in the second row?
That Rob Baxley, Fayetteville Observer. What did you guys make of the no jersey numbers, no jersey names in the spring and throughout practice?
Yeah. Honestly, we didn't really think too much of it. I mean, the jersey number don't really define who you are as a player, you know, so it's either you can play or you can't. Just because you in jersey number 2 or jersey number 1, that don't make you good better than somebody in jersey number 47. So, you know, honestly, it just gave everybody a clean slate and, you know, just a free opportunity to just cut everything loose and just go compete, man, and just, you know, leave it all out there during the spring.
Anything else for that? All right, good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
Defense back, Will Hardy to close this out.
Thanks, Dad.